do a lot of reading for my job, emails, reports, write-ups, but sometimes reading can get really, really tiring. To stay focused, I use a free Chrome extension called Speechify. All I do is highlight the text, right-click, and then Speechify reads it out to me.
SEC data show $359 million of GameStop shares failed to
I can increase the speed and can pick from a variety of really high-quality voices, which just makes it so much easier to focus. I can now listen twice as fast as I can read, and my eyes don't get strained, especially if I'm working late at night. And with one click, I can send whatever I'm reading to my phone so I can listen to it on the go.
Use Speechify for free on Google Chrome, so you can spend less time reading and more time doing what you love.
Across. See for yourself.
At Citi, we're ready for all that fall brings. From extra guests around the table, to cozy spots for a party of two. A place for every trick and treat. And room for your biggest wins. Right spots for Citi's fall home sale. The place for every trick and treat. With up to 20% off 60 months special financing. Citi Furniture, designed for love.
Let's go. As one Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork to will not get anywhere else. So we do not teach you how to rise to the occasion. We teach you how to fall to your level of preparation, meaning your preparation levels right now need to be incredibly, incredibly high, because you do not know when that day comes where you got to step the fuck up. All right. Stepping the fuck up right into it. Something went down, some sort of unfortunate event. You get a call, you get a text, you get a missed call or non-call, whatever it is. Something happened in your life where you got to step up and say, let's get it done. Let's get it done. I'm going to step up and do what I got to do. All right. So all that being said, let's get into today's Most Swiftly Thought. I'm coming a couple of days later than it normally comes because I did a 5K. I did a 5K this past Sunday. Recording this Wednesday, I believe it's October 8th, 2025. If you've been around this world for quite some time, you know that I have officially dubbed that as Trapreneur Wednesday. And we'll be diving deeper into that concept about an hour from this recording, maybe listening to this very thing on the live stream, because I play these before I start the live stream. And if you don't know what a Trapreneur is and all that kind of stuff, I'll break it all down to you. In fact, just be on the lookout. I'll just say it now. Just be on the lookout for book number 6. Book number 6 will be, the pre-orders for book number 6 will be dropping this very month. I did want to make sure October, at least, there was pre-orders available, because this is the Move Swiftly sports marketing platform. All right, when it comes to sports, there's no better month than October. We got football heating up. We got baseball in the postseason. We got basketball games going on. There's all sorts of things. It's a really, really great time to be a sports fan. So I wanted to take advantage of that. On top of that, the theme throughout this entire week has been, how do you take advantage every day, taking advantage in the right way. So be on the lookout for that. As far as today's Most Swiftly Thought, though, normally what I do after I did a 5K, so like I said, I did a 5K this past Sunday. And normally what I do the next day is I give a race recap, how the race went, what the cause was, and all that kind of stuff, because I myself do have aspirations of putting on my own race, whether it be the Move Swiftly Marathon or something I do with CCE. I've always kind of had that mentality of how do I at least start the process of getting involved and putting on my own race and collaborating with folks that have done it, been there, done that. Got a ton of people that I could reach out to in regards to that. I got some more information on that as we go along. I'm not going to make any announcements now, but just know it's coming. All right. So anyway, the 5K I did this weekend, it's called the Education Palm Beach Public Schools. And it was a great time, because the cause, again, myself as an educator at the foundation school, something that started off as just an art club, kind of just an art after school activities, for them to transform into a school and then be a part of a brand new, again, the position that I have as sport and fitness coach for the Center for the Foundation School. This was a position that was not offered. It was not offered before As One Crookshank. As One Crookshank, again, is the one and only sport and fitness coach, the first ever one. That's a really, really big deal. Seeing that, hey, it's a brand new startup school. There's a lot of things that I can build off just having the title in itself. A couple of weeks from now, maybe about a month or two from now, I'll have the A certification for youth and youth fitness, youth youth fitness, when it comes to just being certified. And there's going to be a lot of different contracts I'm going to be having with other schools in terms of just not having a PE program, really taking that innovative approach as I always do. Again, a lot of this is applicable and it's a huge lesson, which is why, again, the book needs to be written for you guys to understand everything so you guys can read it, go back to it, and really adjust it and apply it to your own life, right? So anyway, as I was getting, so let me get into the race recap. I keep getting distracted, but the race recap. So John Prince Park, I've done 10Ks there. I've done 5Ks there for other causes and things like that. But this race recap, as I tell you about the race now, I was happy to be out there running. I was happy to be out there competing. But as always, I always strive to get to a place where I'm at least placing in my age group. And I missed the place. I came in fourth in my age group, and I missed it. And it was probably one of the fastest 5K. And again, now, hear me on this. I'm a distance runner, right? So, when it comes to me, I'm more 10K, half marathon, always working to get an actual full marathon. So doing a 5K is a bit challenging because I got to get it going a lot faster. It's a shorter distance, but I have to go faster and faster and faster to keep up with the top folks, the top dogs, right? So, that's always going to be the challenge for me when it comes to running for 5K. So anyway, I came in fourth, and I missed the age. I came in fourth in my age group, and I missed the top three. I missed the third place. I looked at the third place winner. He was at 20. I was at 21. Literally 1 minute away. So, that's how when I was happy to be competing, but at the end of the day, not happy with the fact that I didn't place in that top three. And that just needs to be the mentality of everyone. You got to always approach it with the mentality of, hey, having to be out there, having to be, healthy and doing great things and going out there and having fun and, being a part of a community. But you cannot ever be satisfied with not hitting your goal and not hitting the things that you want to do. And that's how you compete in a healthy and a proper way. So all that being said, again, if you want that mentality within your business, your employees, your staff needs to have that mentality because that's how you grow. And if you want me to implement a system, again, the main website is makeyourmove.com. That's MAKEYAMOVE.com. We specialize in employee development systems. Again, taking the mentality of those championship high school and youth football teams and implementing it into your business. That is what we do. That is the main thing that we do over here in the Move Swiftly world. Again, I'm going to give you the website one more time. It's makeyourmove.com. That's MAKEYAMOVE.com. One-stop shop for your teamwork and your self-development needs. As one Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker. Check it out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.
You heard it right. Folks. As one Crookshank here again. Your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, former Division I college football player and current 6-time published author and educator doing what I do. I created this whole brand, this whole concept, this whole business that's all about taking the innovative teamwork lessons that you learn on the football field and applying them to businesses and business owners so they have a staff and a group of employees that moves as efficiently, as coherently, as strategically, as passionately as a championship high school or youth football team. If you would like more information on that, you see the website right there. It is makeyourmove.com. It's MAKEYAMOVE.com. You could book me to speak. You can learn more about Aswan and get a free guide. Whatever it is you need to do, all the information is right there on that one website. So all that being said, let's jump right into the content today. Again, if you are not, make sure you are following me on medium.com. The book that'll be available for pre-order coming in the next couple weeks. I got my people working on getting the cover right now as we speak. It'll be available in the next couple weeks. I don't know what that ticking is. It's kind of bothering me, but anyway, the book will be available in the next couple weeks. The pre-order will be available in the next couple of weeks. Got my people working on the cover and all that. It'll be compiled of the articles that you see on medium.com along with some other stuff in it. But the core of the book will be about the articles that you see there. So be sure you're following me on Medium. Again, there'll be really extreme discounts for the folks who do follow me on Medium because you'll already kind of have an adjustment of my writing style and understanding that a book is just a part of the process, right? Whether you are listening to me and you are aspiring to be an author or you just a reader or you're a consumer of books and stuff like that, it's all about application of how you're using the book in your own life, which is why I decided to make book number 6 be something that's very, very applicable. In fact, every single book I've written is meant to actually be something that you're taking. It's a quick read and you're applying it to your own life. You can look at Swiftly, the first one, Your Guide to Innovative Teamwork. There's an activity in which you can utilize to make it so you start applying the concepts of Swiftly to your life. You have make your move, and unique look in the boxing, dance, and entrepreneurship. Every single chapter has the tasks and the things that you need to be doing to get yourself better. You look at the six-figure athlete, same concept. There's not just me, there's multiple authors. There's the Transferring D1, that the latest book, and then there's the coloring book I have, and now number 6, which is going to be How to Be a Wintrapreneur. All six of them, doesn't matter what age you are, it's meant to take in the information. Again, you're listening to someone who's a reader. I read a lot. I've read a lot of books, and the best things that have happened after the best experience I've had when it comes to reading books is actually applying what I've learned in the book to my own life and interviewing the authors and talking to them and figuring out where their mindset was when they wrote it and what they wanted people to grab when they read it. That is important. It's an important concept because there's a lot of ego stroking when you call yourself an author. But when you move past the family members that buy the book, now you have to figure out how you're applying it to bigger and better things and selling more in bulk and figuring all that kind of stuff out. So all that being said, today, Wintrapreneur Wednesday. If you do not know what a Wintrapreneur is, simply Google it up, and copy and paste. I'll tell you what to do right now. Copy and paste Wintrapreneur, and you're going to see your one and only as the only person on the internet that is actually using it, applying it. It is a term that I coined, and what it means is a person who has a strong entrepreneurial vision for their life. You also have been lucky enough or fortunate enough to find a job that aligns with that vision. Yes, aligns with that vision. Yes, you may have heard the term intrapreneur, but what we do over here in the Move Swiftly world, we put our own unique spin to it, and we just add the W, and now it's a wintrapreneur. That's how you do. That's how you go and create, baby. So I'll run you through the article. And by the way, so this is probably going to be the final one that goes on, that's going to go in the book, Wintrapreneur Wednesday. I'll probably start up a new. I'm considering just making it volumes. We'll see how this one goes today. But I'm considering just doing How to Be a Wintrapreneur volume 1, 2, 3, 4, because it's literally so much material. It's almost 2 years of me every single Wednesday giving wintrapreneur tips and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm going to get into the article and I'll be out here. I'm working. I'm getting better at it. Yesterday, I did a whole lot better, making sure that I'm keeping it at 20 minutes on the live streams before I go too long, right? So anyway, here we go. Wintrapreneur Wednesday, Football Families by Aswan Cruikshank, the Move Swiftly platform. You can see, man, that was a day. That was actually the last time that day was a special, because when you play the game of football, you never know when it's going to be done, because you're always one injury away and you never know who's being recruited, who's going to come in, this, that, and the third. But that happened to be the last time that I played significantly in a football game. I played significantly. I got into, actually, that was the spring game of 2010. And I got in the game during that fall, but I was playing, like I was a starting fullback in that spring game. So that was the last time I actually played significantly. And once we got to the fall, there were other guys that were in, and I sort of got in garbage time and stuff like that. And that day, that moment was a culmination of a lot of things. That's my niece there, who we just celebrated her 16th birthday. Father there when he had two good legs, and then me when I had a full head of hair, and the peach fuzz was just growing, and I couldn't grow. Let me tell you, I couldn't grow all of this. I couldn't grow that in college. I was dying to have this grow in college, but it never actually grew. But now that I have it, I'm like, I can't stand it. I wish this part would grow. I wish it would just keep it here so I could, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, let's jump into the article before I get too much of my facial features. All right, so. And one more point, I'm going to jump into it. When I read the article to you. This was the first time I actually wrote an article while watching college football. I was watching a college football game. It was after Michigan played. As you can see, I'm a big Michigan fan. It was after Michigan played, and I was at a Duffy's. I was in Port St. Lucie this Saturday. And I was watching a game while I was writing it, so it was a real challenge for me to stay focused. But I'll read all this to you. So I'm writing this while trying to stay as focused as possible. This morning I spent a few hours looking at homes and This morning, I spent a few hours looking at homes, and as I type, I just finished watching my Michigan Wolverines secure another win. Watch the highlights here. Again, all of that, by the way, is available right here. You can watch that game.
How's going, Crook? Thank you. You're one in.
You can watch it right here on Film Session Saturday, where I break down all the college football games and the games that I watch. You can see there's a lot of content there, right? So, still sitting at the same sports bar where I recorded the game, I look up and see Arch Manning throwing a touchdown against the Florida Gators. All right, Arch Manning. Remember that name, Arch Manning, because we're talking about football families. Now, I get it. They lost. Florida got the upset win and all that kind of stuff. But I was watching, as I'm writing an article on football families, I watched Arch Manning throw one of the few touchdowns that he actually threw in that game. So, I mean, what better backdrop, right? What better backdrop to write about football families and the long-term lessons they teach us about leadership, business, and life. Before I go too deep into it, let me clarify a term that defines everything I do. What is a wintrapreneur? Again, we spoke about that before I started the article. Let me reiterate it for the people in the back who have not heard it yet. A wintrapreneur is a person who has a strong entrepreneurial vision for their life and has been fortunate enough to find a job that aligns with that vision. It's a term I coined years ago, and it's the foundation of my upcoming 6th book, How to Be a Wintrapreneur, a book that you may be reading this article in. In short, it's about winning within structure, learning how to turn your profession into a platform and using the game, whatever your game is, to build something that lasts long after the scoreboard shuts off. So the football families that built the blueprint. All right. So when you hear the phrase football families, certain names come to mind instantly. Deion Sanders and his sons in Colorado, the Mannings, Peyton, Eli, now Arch, right? The Bosa brothers, Nicky and Joey, even Seth Curry joining his brother and Steph Curry at Golden State. So you know those famous ones. Those famous ones, obviously, they get a lot of press. They get a lot of attention from the national media standpoint. Those are the household names. But the truth is, the principles that built their success apply far beyond fame or football or basketball, whatever the sport is, right? The game was designed to teach entrepreneurship better than almost any other environment. Teamwork, accountability, structure, discipline, branding. Every family that lives and breathes the game, whether they're under Friday Night Lights or Pop Warner sidelines, is living the foundation of entrepreneurship, building something together and passing the playbook on. All right. So here's the lesson. Here's the lesson, and the thing that really that drove the article. It's a story that as a matter of fact, let me just read it because I'm running short on time here. So, a lesson from the sidelines. A few years back, I was in my 2nd season as a high school football coach. I spent that summer attending every youth football camp and practice I could find. One particular afternoon, I started a conversation with an elderly lady who turned out to be the owner of the entire youth organization. All right. At the time, I'll be honest, I had an obsession with cheerleaders, right? So this was me. This is 20. Let me just give you some more back. So this was 20. This was 26, 27-year-old as one who had this position. I was a volunteer high school football coach. I was making my money as a group fitness instructor when I could. I wasn't in anything really secure at that time because I just lost everything. I went bankrupt, lost everything because I tried to start up my own minor league football team. I was in a fucking mess. During that mid-20s, during my mid-20s, right? So I had this obsession with cheerleaders because I thought that they would be the only ones that can understand what it is I wanted to do on my grind and all that. It's over now. I've been there, done that. I've gone through it, right? So anyway, at the time, so high school football coach, and I had this obsession with cheerleaders, right? So I was even the strength coach for our high school's cheer team. So the football staff would always be teasing me. I'm the strength coach for the high school girls cheer team, and they would always be yelling out, "Red flag, bro, red flag." They joke about me chatting with the high school cheerleaders, especially since I was only 26 at the time. So naturally, when I heard the youth league, that was called football and cheer, I casually brought it up. So I'm talking to this owner, and I casually bring it up, like, "Hey." When I say casually bring it up, what I mean is I caught up. Who's the chair coach? What is she about? What's she doing? How'd you get the chair coach? How'd you get the chair involved? Right. So partly I brought it up to the owner because I was hoping for an introduction to the chair coach. Right. But instead of flirtation, I got a business lesson that I didn't see coming. So I'm talking to this owner. I bring up who their chair coach is, hoping to get a date and stuff like that. But I actually got a business lesson. And here's where you got to really tune into what I'm telling you. All right. So the owner looked at me and smiled. She looked at me, she smiled and said something that changed how I viewed community forever. She goes, yes, football and cheer. It's important because families will bring out both their son and daughter. Boom, that was the moment. She wasn't running a youth league. She was running a family ecosystem, one that naturally doubled participation, strengthened engagement, and made the program indispensable to the community. The evergreen lesson. Over the years, I've been blessed to be a part of programs that had standards of excellence, from championship teams to schools, organizations that valued leadership through sports. And the conversation reminded me that family is the most scalable business model on earth. If you build for families, not just individuals, your work becomes generational. That's what football families represent. Structure that lasts, culture that grows, and the ability to turn a love for the game into a legacy of impact. Whatever it's whether it's football, fitness, or your corporate environment, remember that the game is never just about wins and losses. It's about building something that teaches others how to win together. And that's what Wintrapreneurs do. If you're a business owner, HR professional, team leader looking to build a winning culture inside your organization, one that treats your company like a football family, then it's time to invest in your people. Visit makeyouMove.com, ask all about the employee development and what we do and things of that nature. All right, so that's today's show. I will probably be back on the live stream. It's possible tomorrow. If not tomorrow, I'll probably come back Monday and just go Monday through Wednesday, where it's Make It Move Monday, Top 5 Tuesday, Wintrapreneur Wednesday, and then most of the other stuff I do will be football related in terms of how it is. I'm going to structure it with the new book coming out. There's going to be several things I'm going to do with the plan on, the relocation to Port St. Lucie. A lot of little things I'm going to have to structure a little differently. Just be on the lookout. But the Daily Move Swiftly Thoughts will be coming out every single day, and I'll be very, very accessible to anybody who is interested in employee development systems, developing a system in which you have this, your staff is being developed like a championship high school or youth football team. I'm always available for that. But the other stuff, I'm going to be really, really locking in and getting a laser focus in terms of how we do things around here in the Move Swiftly world. That's what growth and development is all about, is making sure you're accessible only to the folks that are going to be beneficial to your future. So all that being said, again, you see the website right there. It's makeyouMove.com for all that information. As one Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker. Check it out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.